Hi, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, you have my April TBR. So you see I have a new setup here. I took the desk that I normally film at, and I turned it a little bit because I wanted to take a picture of my new TBR shelves. These are all of my owned TBR back here, and I realized that would make a really good filming location. Hopefully the audio still picks up well because the camera is further away and I don't have an external mic. But you might see that I have a lot of books in front of me. These books are my TBR for April. Yeah, let's get into that. In April, I'm participating in 2 readathons. I'm participating in Realmathon, put on by Covers with Cassidy, and in the Spring Equinox of Aurelium, the Magical Readathon, put on by G. And I have my Aurelium t-shirt here. This is my second year at Aurelium. I have ideas about my character. I'm really getting into the character part of it this time. And so that gets into a good portion of my TBR. But before we get to that, I'm going to go through a few of my quote-unquote obligation reads and explain how those fit into my TBR for the month. Okay, so first off, we have the series that I'm going to start this month, and for that one, I'm going to start Ninth Reign by Jen Williams. You will see on pretty much all of the books that I'm going to hold up, I have a little sticky note here. Those are the number of points for Realmathon, but I'll get into that in just a moment. Then for my Buzzwordathon TBR, the word for this for April is emotions, and so for that one I chose Dread Nation by Justina Ireland. Then for my 23 and 23, these are not the only ones on the 23 and 23 list, but these are the ones that I'm going to be reading for sure. We have All Begun in the Dark by Michelle McNamara and Jackson Land by Steve Inskeep. Then we have the series that I plan to finish, and I'm just going to hold up one of them for that purpose, and that is the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. So those are all my obligation reads. Now, technically, I also have ARCs, and I have a few ARCs that I think I have physical copies of. One I have a hold on at the library, and it hasn't come in yet. Another one I don't think I have a physical copy of, but I think I have planned. So yes, on top of all of these books here, I have some other obligation reads that I'm going to get to. Also at the library, I did not have a chance to go pick them up before filming this. I have 4 of the SEASL books, 3 that are on the young adult list, and 1 that is on the, 3 that are on the middle grade list, and 1 that is on the young adult list, even though that one should be adult, but I'll get into why I chose those in just a moment. Okay, now we're going to get into my reads for Aurelium. Alina, my character, is a bit of a nerd. She loves to study. She loves going for the hardest possible things, so of course she's going to become an alchemist. And to get into character, and also so I can read the prompts, I'm going to wear my glasses. And so here we go with these reads. All right, the first class that Alina has to take is alchemancy. Obviously, she wants to become an alchemist. So that prompt is metal in the name. So I've chosen All Begun in the Dark. The subtitle is One Woman's Obsessive Search for the Golden State Killer. There's metal in the name. The next class is alchemancy, and so for that you had to flip a coin. So I asked Siri to flip a coin. Heads would be nonfiction, which also would have worked, and tails, fiction. And so for that, it landed on tails, so I'm doing Ninth Reign. Again, I'm doubling up on prompts as best I can. The next class that she has to take is astronomy, and for that one the prompt is 2 E's in the title, and I am choosing This Place, 150 Years Retold. It is a graphic novel short story compilation telling the history of First Nations in Canada. I'm really excited about this one. The next one I'm stretching a little bit. For demonology, it says a book compared to your favorite. And so for that, because my favorite book is Lord of the Rings, high fantasy, but as you will see when I get talking to my Realmathon reads, I am not in the realm for fantasy. So I stretched it a little bit and said my favorite subject, history. And so for that, I'm choosing Dread Nation by Justina Ireland. This is alternative history. Then we have elemental studies. And for that one, I did have to go outside of my realm for Realmathon, but that one is flowers on the cover. None of my other ones have flowers on the cover, so I'm choosing A Fire Endless. And that one works because there's flowers here on the cover, and I'll get caught up with the series. Next, we have Spells and Incantations. And for that one, you had to, it's like missile type ideas, very targeting with the spell. And there was an exact page range of 389 to 415. I had one book that would fit, that was within those pages. And so I chose Spare by Prince Harry. Next was Inscription. And that was Book from Your Top Shelf. And because I keep my graphic novels right here on the top shelf, as you can see, I am choosing A First Time for Everything. Then we have Lore, which is a book with a map. And thankfully, the Terraformers has a map. Lastly, of the book classes that I have to take, there is one Artificery. That means that you start your read with a snack. That's not hard to do. I like to snack. The last prompt, the last class that I have to take, because Alira is quite studious and the overachiever, is Restoration. That one was close your eyes and point. And so when I had this, before I had this arranged in any sort of arrangement on my desk, I spun myself around and pointed, and the one that I pointed at is A Song of a Cell by Siddhartha Mukherjee, I believe is how you say it. This is the author of The Ember of All Maladies, which I really enjoyed, so I'm looking forward to this. We're going to transition from my character of Alira. I don't need to look at a prompt anymore. I'm going to put these books back. All right, and now I'm transitioning into the Realmathon portion. For Realmathon, I have chosen Team Ilma, which, you know, it really fits because we've kind of nicknamed ourselves Team Llama as well. And Llama is just my vibe. I have a lot of no drama llama stuff. But anyway, Team Ilma, I chose mainly because Jade from TBR Reads is one of the hosts, not because of the genre, because it's not fantasy. It's the scholar realm, so I guess I could have cut my glasses on, but I don't need to. And that is sci-fi and nonfiction. Sci-fi is not necessarily what I am drawn to. I read nonfiction, not a ton, but this month will definitely help on that front. And so for that, for each book, you can use up to 5 prompts, and I'll put the prompts up here real quick. You can either add points to your realm or take away points from another realm, and you also can earn some bonus points. You earn bonus points for if it's a hybrid genre. You earn bonus points for if it's a genre within your realm. You also earn bonus points for reading an indie or a self-pub book. I don't have many of those, at least not that I know of. Additionally, you earn bonus points based on the size of the book that you read. 0 to 200 and graphic novels, no bonus points. 200 to 400, 10 bonus points. I don't know why I'm explaining the details. Anyway, you earn bonus points based on size. On top of that, there is the weekend of Peace Talks, where every single book you read earns you 10 points extra. Now, I did this wrong last year at the weekend of Peace Talks. I thought it meant books in your genre got you extra points, and so I saved a bunch of polar fantasies last time, and they weren't really quick reads, so I didn't get a lot of bonus points that way. What I've done, I've gone through just about every book that I'm interested in for this. Now, do I have more sci-fi and nonfiction, especially nonfiction on these shelves? Yes. But these are the ones that I'm super interested in. So what I have done is I've gone through and I've calculated to the best of my ability what the points are worth on each of these. I'm going to go through the pile of possibilities for all of the books that I haven't yet mentioned. And the ones that I have already mentioned, I am going to read those. The ones that I will mention first, I'm also going to read. Then the rest of them, I'm going to choose based on points, based on mood reading. The first of those are my Peace Talk reads. So I have a stack here that are going to be my Peace Talk reads, and that is 2 days worth. And so I have put all of my graphic novels and etc. over here. So for those, for the weekend of Peace Talks, I am saving First Time for Everything, This Place, 150 Years Retold, Impossible Jones. This is why when you see an upcoming video where I talk about this new setup back here, that I have only one graphic novel still up here. It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth. So This Place, 150 Years Retold is nonfiction. Impossible Jones, sci-fi. The other one was nonfiction. This is also nonfiction, autobiographical memoir. This is nonfiction and is also an SEASL read. So hopefully I will get through 5 of those, and that is Who the F Are You? I'm also hoping that the SEASL, the middle grades one, I'll leave them as possibilities for this weekend as well. Then I also have What's the Furthest Place from Here? The reason that this graphic novel is not down here is because it's not sci-fi or nonfiction. Then I have the graphic novel of Kindred. I have Somebody's Daughter by Ashley C. Ford, very short. And then I have, the title is not anywhere on here, but this is Rise. This is one of my TBR books. This is nonfiction, but it's in a format that I think will read quickly, plus it'll get me extra bonus points for the size. These are my Peace Talk weekend books. All right, what else might I tackle during Realmathon? I have several sci-fi books from Goldsboro and one from Illumicrate that are possibilities. We have Mindwalker by Kate Dillon. We have The Red Scholar's Wake by Alette D. Bodard. We have Lost in Time by A.G. Riddle. And one that would earn me a lot of points, but I'm a little hesitant about because it's sci-fi horror. It would give me a lot of points because it's a genre blend, because it's long, etc. But I'm not really into horror, and that is The Immortality Thief by Taryn Hunt, but I'm willing to give it a shot. The next 2 possibilities are from my 23 and 23 list. We have A Woman of No Importance by Sonia Purnell and Schoolhouse Burning by Derek Black. All right, the next stack I'm not going to hold up, but it is the rest of the Maze Runner series. I consider dystopian to be sci-fi. And then the last of the possibility stacks are some nonfictions. We have Doing Justice by Preet Bharara. I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. I need to figure out how many points it would earn. I forgot to do that. Blood and Ink by Joe Pompeo. Unmasked by Paul Holes. And Madly Deeply, The Diaries of Alan Rickman. There you have it. There's my rather ambitious April TBR. I'm also going to try to do 30 and 30. If I got through all of my Peace Talk weekend reads, I think I'd be able to do that, but it's going to be a stretch because I don't have a week off. What am I trying to do by doing both of these at the same time? I don't know. I can't turn away a challenge, apparently. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.